Howdy folks, and welcome back to the StockCharts TV studio here in a sunny but kind of cold, we're getting into that time of year, Redmond, Washington. My name is Grayson Roze. I am the Chief Strategist here at StockCharts.com. As always, delighted to be back rocking with you here in the studio. Now today, I'm on a mission. I got a mission statement here. I want to make you the laziest possible chartist, the laziest possible chart list creator, the laziest possible scanner that you can be. I want to help you be lazy by the end of today's show. You don't have to do any work. We've done the work here for you at StockCharts. You are going to reap the benefits right there in your StockCharts account with the tools and the features that we're going to highlight today. Now, we hear this from a lot of people, right, when they start out at StockCharts. They say, I know there's a ton of power there. I know there's a lot of capability, but I got to learn how it all works. I got to put it all together for myself. And I like to stop people when I hear that. I like to say, no. We've done a lot of that legwork for you. We've done the heavy lifting. We've got pre-built, pre-created charts, pre-built, pre-created chart lists, all these collections of the different things that you want to follow out there in the markets. We've got pre-built scans that you can run to actually start scanning and screening through all of the stocks and the ETFs and the funds out there in the market. We've done it all for you. You don't have to do everything yourself. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that means. We're going to hit 3 resources around the site, around the platform. Our sample chart gallery. We're going to hit our ChartPacks, which is those collection of chart lists you can install right into your account. And we're going to hit the sample scan library. Now, all 3 of those resources, especially when you put them all together, they really do give you the power to build a fully featured, fully sort of expert level StockCharts account without doing any work. You'll see exactly how easy it is to start using StockCharts just like an old pro in just a couple of clicks with these resources. The other great thing about all of these resources is that they can be fantastic starters for you. They don't have to be the end result. So if you want to use these sample charts, use these sample lists, use these sample scans as a great way to get started, start to customize them, make them your own, put your own spin on all of these different samples that we've built for you, that is a great way to go as well. It can be a great way to start using StockCharts like a pro, or it can be a great way to sort of level up, give yourself a great place to start and build from there. So some fantastic tools that are going to help you be lazy. I want you to think about that. You're going to be lazy on the show today. You don't have to do any work. All you got to do is click a couple of buttons. You're going to get all this stuff right there in your StockCharts account. So with that out of the way, let's jump over to the StockCharts platform and get it going. All right, my friends, so we are going to start on our All Tools page. You can get here by going up to Charts and Tools. Look for that All Tools button down at the bottom. All these resources that we're going to touch on today as well, you can get to these in the navigation across the site. So we'll touch on that really quick, and then we'll show you how to get here from the All Tools page as well. Like I said, we're hitting the sample chart gallery, we're hitting the chart packs, and we're hitting the sample scan library. So all of those are available through these menus. Under Charts and Tools down here in the Charts to Watch area, you've got the sample chart gallery right there. In the members only area, you've got chart packs right there. And if you click over to the Scans and Alerts tab, you've got the Sample Scan Library right in here. So those are the 3 resources that we're going to hit. They're also available on this page. You can scroll down here to get to our first starting place, which is going to be that Sample Chart Gallery. We're going to start with the charts because obviously StockCharts.com, that's what most of us care about here. So we're going to start with some great sample charts. Then we'll jump over to those chart packs and then scans to finish it up. So down here under Charts to Watch, either in that menu or on the All Tools page, you're going to give this a click to explore the sample chart gallery. Now this is going to be an interesting one because we've actually built this into multiple places around the site. This is my favorite place to start though. Again, what we've done with this resource is try to build a large collection of pre-built charts so that you can get started using StockCharts like a pro without having to do all of the legwork to set everything up yourself. We've heard this from people over the years. How can I get some great charts into my account without having to learn all the ins and outs of all the different settings and customizations that you can do on the SharpCharts Workbench? Well, the great thing is with our sample chart gallery, all of this stuff is available to you. So if you want some really simple, clean charts like simple candlesticks, simple OHLC bars, maybe a simple line chart or a performance chart, we've got things like that. we get more and more complex as we go through this. So we've got different time frames, we've got charts from folks like John Murphy, we've got a couple of different moving average views in here. And for any one of these charts, if you're interested in it, you can give it a click to sort of preview that chart in a full version. That'll give you kind of a larger image to just preview some of the indicators and tools and features that are available on that sample chart. You can read up on a quick description for a lot of those, see what's included in that sample chart. And whenever you want to jump over to the live chart and start using that for real in your own StockCharts process, you just hit that blue button down there below the chart. That's going to jump you right over to a live chart that you can start using on the SharpCharts workbench. So very, very cool. Now there's so much here, we can't cover every single sample chart in detail, but I just want to scroll you through to give you a sense of the different collections that we've created and the breadth really of this sample chart gallery. So up here, again, we've got popular styles. These are some starters that we see a lot of folks using, as well as some interesting spins. So, a couple of different specific indicators. If you want to use RSI, just sort of a pure look at RSI, for instance, you can use a chart like this, a sample chart like this. We've created those to give you a sense of kind of what you can do with those different indicators. We've also got sample charts for different strategies. So you've probably heard, if you're new to the markets, new to trading, things like, oh, I'm a trend investor, or I'm a big volume guy. Maybe you're a money flow analyst. We've got different strategies and different sample charts built for all of those. Different time frames as well. Some of us are short-term traders. Some of us are longer-term investors. So we've got different time frames that you might want to consider using. Again, a great time to pause and say, these can kind of get the ideas going for you. They can be interesting starters for you to pick up and sort of customize, make your own, especially by clicking over to the live chart, jumping over to the actual SharpCharts workbench, and starting to customize these to make them your own. We've got different trading styles in here. We've got charts from the experts like David Keller, John Murphy, Larry Williams, myself, Julius DeKempenaar. All of us are in here with the charts that we like to use in our own accounts. If you want to copy the process out of any of those authors that you're following or watching here on StockCharts TV, you can do that. Then we get into some really, really interesting charts here in the sample gallery. So this is where things start to kind of level up and get a little bit more advanced. We've got charts that are specifically created for different sort of market analysis techniques. For instance, here's an intermarket chart that's based on John Murphy's approach looking at different asset classes. So if you've ever seen a chart like this, maybe you've seen an author or someone sharing on social media a really advanced chart like this with ratios and different things, this is where you can actually start to come and find a lot of those sample charts. So we've got different market analysis charts in there, a whole collection of charts from David Keller using his trend model. We've got breadth charts in here. We've got sentiment charts in here. We've got charts for different asset classes like bonds. Also economic indicators, so things like CPI, GDP, PPI, lots and lots of stuff. Unemployment rate, housing starts. There is so much in here. We even have some interesting charts down at the bottom for S&P 500 earnings and earnings growth. I always love to see these. Those are also available on our market summary dashboard, so a great one there. And we've got a mutual fund style as well down there at the bottom. So I'm scrolling you through this really, really quickly just to give you a sense of how broad this collection is and how sort of diverse it is. Some of these charts are used for any security. It's just a great way to come up with a sample chart like up there at the top, using a specific set of moving averages or indicators. Some of these charts down at the bottom of the sample chart gallery are more specific. They're really not intended to be customized with other symbols or things. They're specific to the symbol that's in there, and it's a great way to say, hey, if you want a great-looking chart of CPI or a great-looking chart of U.S. Treasuries or anything like that, we've got a whole bunch of those in here. So a very, very broad collection that you can scroll through. The great thing, too, about this resource, really all the resources that we're going to touch on today, but especially this sample chart gallery, it's constantly changing. It's constantly evolving. We're constantly adding new things in there, expanding it with new charts that we come up with. We've got a collection, obviously, of experts contributing to the site. They're constantly throwing new ideas at us, saying, hey, I just created this chart, wrote an article about it, or did a video, so why don't you throw this up there in the sample chart gallery? So the reason I mention that is that if you look at this thing today, or you looked at it 6 months ago, or you look at it 6 months from now, chances are it's going to be completely different. There's going to be new things in there for you to see and to explore. So definitely take some time to pore over this. There are so many charts in there. And like I said, it makes it incredibly easy to just jump over to any of those charts using that See Live Chart button. So I mentioned that we built this in a couple of different places. So I want to jump over actually to the SharpCharts workbench. We'll take a look at that right now. So for any of these charts, again, hit that See Live Chart button. That's going to take you right over to the actual SharpCharts workbench. Now you can see, for instance, we just clicked on that trend analysis chart. That sample has been brought into the SharpCharts workbench. And if we wanted to change the symbol, this is now a real live chart. You can save it to your own account. You can use this as a starter, add other indicators that you're interested in, customize it, make it your own. You could drag it out to make it maybe a larger chart if you want something a little bit bigger. The world is your oyster when it comes to these sample charts. When you pull it into the workbench, it becomes yours. It becomes something that you can modify. And you can also use this as a way to kind of learn how these charts were built. So if you scroll down to that settings area, you can actually learn a little bit about how some of these sample charts were put together. You can sort of browse through these settings and see, oh, okay, that's how they did this. They put that there because this menu is set that way. So it can be a great learning tool as well. But speaking of down below your charts, here in the settings area, we've got something called the chart style library. Now this is going to track right with that sample chart gallery, plus one extra feature that's kind of interesting. So when you first load this chart style library here on the SharpCharts workbench, you're actually going to be selected into the Your Chart Styles menu. So this is going to show you all of the chart styles that you have for your own account. You can see all of the different styles that I have saved for my account. You can view this in the sort of grid, the visual grid. You can actually make this even smaller if you want to see everything kind of all in one place. You can look at this in the visual grid and quickly load any of these styles just by clicking on the chart there. Or you can view it in list mode, which allows you to sort of preview them. So you can actually click through a couple of these different ones, see that preview over there on the right, and then if you want to use that chart style, you just click that green button. It'll load it up there. But we've expanded this to also include everything that we just looked at in that sample chart gallery. So if you like the sample chart gallery, you want to use that kind of as its own resource, you can do that. But here in this menu, you also have access to all of those different categories that we looked at on the sample chart gallery, and it's right here built into the SharpCharts workbench. So for instance, we're going to make this big. We're going to look at it in grid mode. We looked at the popular chart styles group there on the sample chart gallery, right? That included things like our simple candlesticks, our OHLC bars, the line chart, the performance chart, a couple of moving averages, those indicator charts, lots and lots of good stuff there in that popular chart styles area. All of those are available right here in the SharpCharts workbench for you. So it makes it even faster, even quicker, even easier to access those sample charts. Again, the idea here is that we're doing the legwork for you. We're doing the heavy lifting. We're letting you be lazy and just say, hey, show me some great charts. Give me some great starters. You do the work for me, and I'm going to just kind of sit back and reap the rewards. So for instance, I mentioned that RSI chart earlier. If you want to load that right here in the SharpCharts workbench and start using that RSI chart, well, it's incredibly easy. All you got to do is come down here, select that popular chart styles category, and click over to that RSI chart. Again, this is now a full-featured chart. You can start using it. You can change the symbol. You can customize it. You can make it bigger. Anything that you want to do with this chart, it becomes yours. This is basically a quick way to access pre-configured charts, pre-configured settings. And again, you can use these as a way to kind of learn how we did this. So for instance, this one has something a little bit unique on the RSI. It's got a green line up in the overbought territory and a red line down in the oversold territory. You can actually see how we did that using a horizontal line overlay on that indicator. If you don't care, you can just start using that chart as is. But if you're curious to know, hey, how did they get that red and that green line on there? Well, this is a great way to actually learn a little bit more about how to customize your charts. If you're kind of one of those power users, you want to start to learn about how to do some of these things yourself. So a great tool here. I love showing people these sample charts built right into the gallery. Again, great for finding new charts that you want to use for all the different securities, all your different analysis, but also a great way, especially when you dive into things like that market analysis group. This is a great way to start getting some higher level, more advanced charts into your account. Things like that intermarket chart. Maybe you've heard of different offense versus defense ratios. You heard people talking about this. Maybe you've heard people talking about the Hindenburg Omen. Well, there you go. You got a Hindenburg Omen chart right there built into the workbench for you. So incredibly easy to access some of those different things. Browse through these different categories. I find that for kind of browsing everything, the sample chart gallery itself is a great place to go. But for actually sort of getting up and running and working with these different charts, I think that the little area here, the chart style library right on the SharpCharts Workbench, is a fantastic resource. So always love to point people to this. So that is our first stop on the tour de laziness here on StockCharts TV. Our first stop is that sample chart gallery and the chart style library there on the SharpCharts Workbench. Again, the whole idea is just giving you more charts that are pre-configured, pre-built for you so that you don't have to do absolutely everything yourself. So speaking of not having to do everything yourself, we're going to go back here to our All Tools page. Now, again, we can get here from the All Tools page or from the top of any page around the StockCharts website. In that Charts and Tools menu, we can access our second category. That's going to be our ChartPacks area. So speaking of great charts, we've also done the same with great lists. The reality is you want to create collections of those great charts, organize them, save them, come up with a framework for saving all of the charts in your account. Now, chart lists are the way that we do that here at StockCharts. If you're a StockCharts user, you have been for a long time, you know the power of chart lists, an incredibly important feature here on StockCharts. Chart lists let you save and organize all of your work, come up with structures, make sure that you're following the right things, whether it's your portfolio or watch list or different market analysis lists. All of that stuff can be saved and organized using chart lists. It is a very powerful feature, but it's also one that people have to kind of learn how to use. And a lot of times when we say, hey, there's so much power here with chart lists, you can come up with these different frameworks, you can organize things in different ways, people go, well, I'm going to have to learn how to do that, aren't I? And again, I stop them and I say, no. You don't have to learn how to do anything. You don't have to do everything yourself. You can let StockCharts do the heavy lifting for you using ChartPacks. So what ChartPacks are, they're pre-configured, pre-built collections of chart lists and charts, because those chart lists are going to be full of saved charts. You get these pre-built, pre-configured collections of chart lists and charts organized for you that you can install directly into your StockCharts account in just one click. Again, this is an ever-changing, always growing collection of different things. And one of the big pushes that we're making this fall is to bring even more chart packs to you StockCharts users. So this is something that's going to be evolving substantially this fall. We're definitely going to touch on that more on the show here in the next couple weeks and couple months. But the ChartPacks collection that we have right now is a fantastic place to start. Whether you're a new StockCharts user or you've been with us for a long time, there's always something that you can add to your StockCharts account here with these ChartPacks. Again, the idea is that it makes it easy to install all of these different lists and charts in just one click. It really is just one click. We're going to take a look at that in a sec. So you can see the collection that we have right now. Some of my favorites, obviously the market summary chart pack is a huge one. That's what we're going to touch on today. The essentials and the frameworks are great as well. David Keller's morning coffee routine, though, another chart pack that I absolutely love. You get a lot of charts from Dave's process right into your own StockCharts account. You can sort of follow the market through his eyes. I've got my own chart pack as well, if you kind of want to do the same for me. Me and my co-author, Grayson Roze from Stock Market Mastery, we've got a chart pack there. You got some stuff from the Decision Point folks, some stuff from Arthur Hill. And again, this is an ever-changing collection. So what you're seeing today is probably not going to be the same as what you're seeing in a couple weeks, a couple months. We're always adding different things to this chart pack world. But to show you how easy this is, we're going to click on our Market Summary chart pack. Now, the Market Summary page is something we rolled out earlier this year. It's been a huge hit with so many of you. I use it every single day, day in and day out, constantly. It's one of those tabs that I constantly leave up on my browser. The Market Summary page has so much packed into it to really help you drill into every single corner of the market, and not just stocks, but also other asset classes as well. The reality is, though, there's a ton of charts that you could build to sort of follow along with that framework, right? It's not just about the lists of different securities. You want to see the charts of those different indexes. You want to see the charts of the VIX. You want to see the charts of those offense and defense ratios that we have on that Market Summary page. So let's jump over to that page really quickly because we've got a nice link to it here. This is what we're talking about. And for this entire page, we've got charts that are associated with every single category. So we've got charts associated with all the different equities. We've got charts associated with the Keller market models, the breadth indexes that we have on this page, the BPIs, the bullish percent indexes. We've got charts for sentiment. We've got charts for key ratios, the sectors, the industries. Everything on this page has charts associated with it. Now, we've made it easy on this page to access a lot of those individual charts and little lists. which is great. You can always hit the chart menu in these different panels. So if you wanted to see, for instance, the sector charts, you can quickly jump over to those sector charts and kind of see those on the fly here from this market summary page. But of course, when you start to use this thing, naturally, if you're clicking on all those buttons, you start to go, wow, it'd be really great to just get all these charts into my own account without having to go through and create them all myself and do that. So that's so much work. Well, that is where ChartPacks come in. So down here, actually at the bottom of the market summary page, we've got a blue box that allows you to get to that page we were just looking at. But right here, what we've done, we've taken all of the charts, all of the lists, all the different categories and groups from that market summary dashboard. We've packaged it all up as a collection of chart lists and charts, and we let you install that right into your StockCharts account in just one click. So if you're using the market summary dashboard, the page itself, you can install all the charts and all the lists for it right into your StockCharts account, and you can follow along. You have the charts for everything and the dashboard itself, the page itself. It is a fantastic way to follow the markets. I promise you, there is nothing that is missing from that market summary chart pack. If it's not in that market summary page, if it's not in that market summary chart pack, I'm going to say you don't need it. That thing is absolutely packed full of all the most important things that you need to follow and could ever want to follow. It's huge, it's broad, it's fantastic. It's been probably one of the most well-received features that we've rolled out in a long, long time. And the fact that you can get all the charts and all the lists for that market summary page as well is absolutely huge. So as you can see, these are all the different chart lists that are going to get installed into your account. You can read up on those. And it is really and truly a one-click install. So we're going to do that right now. You come to this page, make sure you're logged into your StockCharts account. All you have to do is hit install, and you'll see that it spins a little bit, and then it says, there you go, success. This is a free chart pack, by the way, for any StockCharts member. So you can now see all of those chart lists in your own account. This is going to jump you right over to the SharpCharts or the StockCharts dashboard. And what you can see is that all of these different lists that start with market sum, all of these just got added to my account in one click. So I now have chart lists and charts for that market summary dashboard in my own account. I can start to customize these, make them my own. You could add to it. You could add your own indicators, change the time frame, anything that you want to do with those charts. They are yours once that chart pack gets installed into your account. But you can see that you can get all of these lists installed into your own account, and all of them are, again, real lists. So if you wanted to jump over to, for instance, the Keller market model charts, all of these charts just got installed in my account in just one click. It is dozens and dozens of charts, again, that follows along with the structure of that market summary page. Here's the global snapshot list. So we've got all the different charts for all of the different indexes in that global snapshot panel. It is a fantastic feature. It's such a great way to level up your StockCharts account, getting all of these chart lists, all of these charts pre-configured, pre-built for you, organized right into your own StockCharts account in just one click. Such a power feature. So that's what ChartPacks can do for you. Again, in the spirit of being lazy, you don't have to spend time creating all these lists, creating all of these charts. You can just let us do the heavy lifting for you. For any of those chart packs that we scrolled through earlier, all of them are going to take great charts and great lists organized for you, put it right into your StockCharts account in just one click. Now, the other benefit too is that if you ever want to uninstall that chart pack, you can come back to this market summary chart pack page, and you'll see now that I've installed it, I can also uninstall it because they're all sort of codified with those names, so we know exactly which list is associated with the chart pack. You can actually uninstall those in just one click. So if you want to try it out, there's really no harm in trying it out. Install some of these free chart packs, see how it goes for you, and if you decide, hey, you know what, I'm not really using that one, let's take it back out of my account. It's super, super easy to do that. All you got to do is jump back to the chart pack page, and you'll be able to uninstall that right from here. So a fantastic feature. I love to point this out. It really is one of the quickest and easiest ways to level up your StockCharts process, level up your StockCharts account with those chart packs. Again, more coming very soon too. So we're going to be hitting that in the coming weeks and months. We got lots and lots of new chart packs coming out, so very excited to share that with you as soon as it's available. Now, we're gonna jump over to our third and final stop on. I kind of like that, the Tour de Laziness. We're gonna jump over to our third and final stop on the Tour de Laziness here today on the show. We're gonna go to our sample scan library. This is one that I absolutely love sharing with people because of all the things that we have on StockCharts, scanning is one of those features that is probably the most powerful, but also does have the steepest learning curve. We'll be honest with you, it's an incredibly powerful feature, but because it's so powerful, it's got a definitely a learning curve to it. You got to learn how to write those scans. You got to learn how to customize them, make them your own, all of that stuff. So we hear this from a lot of people. I'd love to do more scanning. I just don't know how to get started. This is the answer. Again, be lazy. Let us do the work for you. All you have to do is click a couple buttons. So let's jump over here using this menu up at the top of the page. Look for that sample scan library. And this is going to jump you right over to the sample scan library, the sample page. So for everything on this page, these are dozens of sample scans that we have built, sample scans that we have written for you, and you can run any of these in one click. Let's be honest. Most of us, especially when we're starting out, most of us are scanning for pretty common things. The chances of you, as a new scanner, the chances of you having crazy amounts of criteria and doing all of these custom crossovers and math and all of the wacky stuff that the scan engine can do, the chances of you needing all of that power are pretty low. Chances are you're looking for things like, hey, show me all the stocks that are outperforming the market. Show me all the stocks that are making a new 52-week high relative to the S&P 500. Or maybe just show me all the stocks that are making a new 9-month high or a new all-time high. Maybe you want stocks that have their moving averages in the right order, where the 20 is above the 50 and the 50 is above the 200. If you want simple scans like that are effective, that are great ways to quickly and easily find strong stocks, or if you're playing the short side, weak stocks, because we got the whole bearish category over there on the right as well. The reality is most of us are probably scanning for very, very simple things. Now, you could even be scanning for things like, show me all the stocks in the S&P 500. I just want to save that to my account and be able to breeze through all of those lists. Maybe you want some of the sector ETFs. Maybe you want the equal weight sector ETFs. A lot of us are scanning for pretty simple things. And especially if you're new to scanning, especially if you're trying to get going, the sample scan library is the best place to look. So what this does, it allows you to breeze through all of these different pre-written scans, pre-built scans, organized into these different categories, and you can run any of these scans in just one click. You don't have to write any custom scan syntax. You don't have to worry about anything. You just have to pick the one that sounds interesting to you, hit the big green button, and you get those results back. This is scanning in its absolute easiest form. So let's take a look at how this works. I mentioned that moving averages in the proper order scan. Let's run that one. We're going to navigate down here to the moving averages in correct order scan. We're just going to hit run. That's all we're going to do. One click, and you've just gotten a huge list of stocks back that all have their moving averages in the correct order. That is scanning at its absolute easiest. Now, let's do this for one of my personal favorites, which is outperforming SPY, making new 52-week relative highs. Let's see what comes back for that one. We're going to hit run. We got 79 results. All of these are going to be incredibly strong stocks that are making new relative highs versus the S&P 500. So they are beating the market, making new relative highs against the market. Now, you can review these in the sort of table view. You can scroll through all of the different names here and actually hover over any of the symbols to get a quick chart of that. You can save this to your account if you want to make this your own, create a chart list in your own account. Really easy to do that. All you got to do is hit the green button there. You get a couple of different options for actually saving these results to your account. Or if you want to just kind of breeze through these quickly on the fly, you can also pull up the SharpCharts tab and see all of those in full featured charts with your default settings. So this is going to look a certain way for me using my kind of longer term weekly chart because that's my default. If you had something different, it's going to use that here on this page for you. Or if you want to use the mini chart tool, you can also use Candle Glance. So you've got a couple of different views there, a couple of different tabs for actually reviewing those results. And for any of these, you can always click on the chart to quickly pull that up right over there in the SharpCharts workbench. So let's say you were interested in Caterpillar. Caterpillar is making new 52-week highs relative to the market. You want to pull up that one and dive into it. Well, there you go. You just ran a scan. You just found a stock that's interesting, and you just pulled it up in the SharpCharts workbench to start to make it your own. So that is true scanning at its absolute simplest. This is a true scanning tool. It's not some kind of off in the corner different type of thing. This is using the real full-powered scan engine you are scanning when you run these sample scans, but it makes it absolutely, couldn't be simpler to start running great scans that we've already written for you. Again, in that concept of, with that concept of being lazy, this allows you to quickly and efficiently and easily find scans that fit criteria that matter to you and run those in just a click. Now, kind of simple, similar to the sample chart gallery, if you want to start to use these as a way to kind of get influence, get ideas, start to make them your own, customize them, configure them with extra criteria that make sense to you, you can always do that as well. You can use the edit button to actually customize these scans. So you can run them in just one click if you just want to run them as is. But if you want to add some extra criteria, maybe combine this with another sample scan, make it your own, start to learn how the scan engine works, you can always hit that edit button. That'll take all the criteria for that scan and it'll throw it over on the advanced scan workbench for you so that you can start to add things, customize things, or maybe even just kind of pour over that criteria and see how it works. It's another great way to learn kind of how the scan engine works. Now, when we do this, I always love to show people the reformat button. So pull that over into the scan workbench and then hit that gray reformat button down at the bottom. That's going to put everything on one line for you. Makes it nice and easy to see. So in this case, you can see for that moving averages in the correct order scan, we've got a couple of different basic pieces of criteria up the top to kind of filter things out. Type is stock, country is US. We've got different exchange filters in there, and we want to only show stocks that have a market cap over 100 million. That's just a way to kind of narrow the universe a little bit. But the meat of that scan is going to be right here. So the daily 20-period EMA, the exponential moving average, is going to be over the 50-day. The 50-day is going to be over the 100-day. And the 100-day is going to be over the 200-day. So all those moving averages are going to be in the correct order. That is the scan criteria that is running when you hit that run button as we did previously. If you want to make this your own, you can start to add additional criteria, maybe change the filters up here at the top. Maybe you only want to see stocks over, let's say, $1 billion or even 10 billion. If you want to see stocks over 10 billion with their moving averages in the correct order, well, you could run that scan, you could save it to your account, you can make any changes that you want here. Let's say that's what you want to do. Now you're getting 476 results with their moving averages in that proper order. So still a pretty big list to pour over, but again, you can start to make these scans your own if you want to use that sample scan library as kind of a place to get ideas and start to configure things with the criteria that makes sense to you. So a great way to start scanning as is, out of the box, pre-built. Be lazy, let us do the work for you. Or if you want to start to be a little bit more proactive and use those scans as a starter, you can do that as well. So guys, this has been a whirlwind tour of a couple of tools and features around the StockCharts platform that let you be lazy. That's our theme of the day. Hopefully you've seen that. Hopefully you're going to get excited about being lazy. You're going to go click some of these buttons. It's all just one click away. And you're going to start to build up that StockCharts account with some of these different charts, some of these different chart lists, some of these different scans. If you've got some of those sample scans that you're running consistently, remember, hit that edit button and just save it to your account. That'll make it easier to access. You don't have to visit that sample scan library every single time. Could be a good opportunity to kind of dip your toe in with scanning. Same thing with the sample charts. If you find one that you're absolutely using consistently, save it to your account. Start to customize it. Make it your own. Maybe set it as your default chart if it's something that you really like. You can customize those chart packs. It is just a great way to get started with StockCharts. I always love showing people these features because it really is the best way to level up your StockCharts account without doing a lot of work. Again, our mission today was to help you be lazy. Hopefully we've hit that. I think we have. We've showed you some of those tools and features that let you just take a lot of this stuff out of the box. It's already been built for you. It's already been configured for you. You can just be lazy and let StockCharts do the legwork for you. That's the power of this platform. So hopefully you've seen some of that stuff in action today. You're going to go charge off clicking those buttons. It's all just one click away. It's crazy. It's great. So anyways, I want to thank you so much for joining me on the show today. Always fun to be rocking with you here in the StockCharts TV studio. We'll be back again soon. Again, if you liked this video, give it a like down below. That helps us out. And of course, subscribe to the channel. We got so much great content constantly from so many contributors. So always something new here on StockCharts TV. Always something new on StockCharts as well. Remember, a lot of these features, you got to be a StockCharts member to get the full benefit. So sign up for a free 1-month trial. If you're not already a StockCharts member, make sure that you're taking your trading and investing toolkit seriously. Level that thing up with a StockCharts membership. We got some great sales and different things coming later this year too. So right now, probably the best time of the year to sign up for a free trial. You're going to be able to take advantage of some of those sales later this year. So we got some big things coming. November, always a big month for us. Remember, Black Friday is coming, Cyber Monday is coming, all that stuff. So I'm sort of letting the cat out of the bag a little bit there. But definitely sign up for that free 1-month trial on StockCharts.com if you haven't already. Again, my name is Grayson Roze, Chief Strategist here at StockCharts. It's been great to be with you. I'll see you again soon for another episode. But until then, chart on, my friends.